But joining me in the studio at this time for more on this is CEO National Insurance Commission, NICOM, Olorunda Sunday. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.
Thanks for having me.
This is quite an unfortunate incident. Where, I mean, very, very unfortunate. So I'm wondering, what exactly does insurance policies say with regards to a building of this magnitude, 21 story? That's huge.
I think the first thing is to, well, on behalf of the entire insurance industry, we commiserate with those who love their loved ones. It's a national tragedy. 21-story building is not a small building. And of course, the law knew that things like this could happen, and there are things that we follow the occurrence of an incident of this nature. Of course, insurance policy by the Insurance Act 2003, it makes provision for building under construction, and this rightly fall under building under construction. And such building, the liability that could arise as a result of an incident of this nature has been provided for in the law. So the first thing is to actually confirm whether there's a compliance with that provision of the law. Okay, and if there's compliance, we want to find out which insurance companies are provided the cover. Then we begin to follow up as to how they can at least alleviate the suffering of the relations of those who must have loved their loved ones. All
right. Although we know that there is no level of provision that could bring back the dead. That's sure. Now, but in Nigeria, how exactly really do people insure their properties?
Well, it's I think it's awareness. It's a case of awareness. And again, I would say that people will think that it can't happen, even though we see it happen every time. So we need to probably do more in creating that needed awareness to make the people realize, first, those ones that are mandatory, because this is one of the mandatory classes of business. So it's not optional. You know, building under construction, public buildings, all must be insured. And it's because of the liability that could arise as a result of incident of this nature. You can imagine those that have been recovered dead, they have relations that they're providing for.
Definitely.
What are the financial consequences of this occurrence? It does not end here. Children may be out of school. The family may be out of the house because of inability to pay rent, because the breadwinner is gone. These are some of the liabilities that have been foreseen in that provision. But if no insurance is, if there's no cover, then it will be difficult. I'm not even talking about the building. There are other liabilities that could arise. I was made to understand that people have subscribed to the building.
Already?
Have subscribed to the building. What becomes of it?
All right, so it is one thing for people to insure their properties. It is another thing for the insurance companies to actually pay.
Yeah, that's right.
When it's time for them to take action. So yes. I'll ask you directly now, how frequently do your members pay indemnity to those who insure their properties with them?
No. I mean, it's a responsibility. The moment you take the cover, we now have a responsibility. If it happens, we pay. And if there is a delay in the payment, there are distress mechanisms. And one of the distress mechanisms, if Nigerian Insurance Association, they have a complaints bureau. Then the National Insurance Commission, statutorily, have a responsibility to address every complaint that arises as a result of claims, either delay or non-payment of claims.
All right, but then I'm disturbed that an individual has to go through so much hassle, because that's what it seems to be like, at least in our climb here. When you're paying, it just leaves your salary account. But then when it's time for you to gain something from the insurance company, you have to work.
I want to believe that it is more of perception, relying on what must have happened in the past. But I can tell you that things have changed. Over time, things have changed. You don't have those kind of things anymore. Yes, of course, we had legacy issues in the past, but those ones have been addressed.
All right.
So the chances is that when you insure, there is the chances of getting something than when you don't insure at all. There is no chance. That's what it means.
All right. So this has happened now.
Yeah.
Who take responsibility for pains of victims' families? That's one. And two, how does the developer get some compensation, considering that the building was actually closed?
That's right. You know, it's amazing. Lagos State is an insurance-friendly state. I make bold to say that. They have developed an insurance culture in Lagos State. I think the next level for Lagos State now is now to begin to compel and assist in enforcing the citizens to take insurance cover, because it's going to bounce back on the state. Now, if I tell you what Lagos State is incurring by way of expenses in all this recovery, these are some of the recovery that could possibly have been recovered from if the insurance industry, if it were insured. But without insurance, the state will have to take responsibility.
So that takes us back to that first question about insuring the property and ensuring that everything that ought to be done is actually done. So, I mean, this is one incident too many.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very disturbing. How do we move beyond this point?
Yeah, I think we need to sensitize the people. We need to let the people know that first, relevant agencies of government, town planners, those developers, those who are approving, we need to do our job first and foremost. Then when it happens, there must be compensation.
And then maybe very importantly too, the insurance brokers themselves to take their time to diligently explain to the person being insured what it entails. Not when something happened, they're beginning to ask for a document that was never spoken about at the beginning.
No, you know, I've had this before. When you go for dry cleaning, do you bother to read the note behind that small slip that is given to you? I think we all need to develop the reading culture.
Actually, so tiny.
No matter how small, and policies now are in a very small nature in terms of the size, you know.
Yes, sir.
So people could read easily, but how many people take time to even read, to know their rights and their obligations under the cover? I think this is something that people need to develop.
All right, so let's hope that that helps us better in the days ahead. CEO, National Insurance Commission, Olorunda Sunday, thank you for helping us better understand this issue.
Thanks for having me.